Hello everyone, my name is Sana Laksono, otherwise known as Sana Tama Laksono, and today I'm going to present you the factors that impacted staff retention in hospitality from the eyes of staff in 2024 as well as leading to 2025 from the perception of Gen Z. Please note this is a research plan made on behalf of Sheffield Hallam University School of Business. Without further ado, let's carry on. Okay, the current issue we have is that staff, especially Gen Z, does not see hospitality jobs as a long-term career. They only see it as a summer as well as short-term jobs whilst they're waiting for jobs elsewhere. Okay, now let's talk about the rate of retention. The rate of retention in hospitality sectors is far below average, where the retention rate is only 75%, whereas others industry can average out at 85%. Furthermore, based on a research conducted by Ashford and Nobel, 30% of those who work in hospitality only stays in hospitality jobs for 90 days, with a further 20% saying that they gonna leave hospitality jobs within 1 year of signing contract in hospitality jobs. Okay, the research, the gap in this research is that most of the research made in the area were either made based on point of view of the employees, region specific, or was made before 2020, and based on a research conducted on retention rate on other sector. COVID-19 has completely changed the reasoning behind staff retention, especially COVID-19 brings uh, more awareness in mental health and self-health, blah blah blah. Okay, aims to to explore and understand the factors. The aims of this research is that we're going to explore and understand the factors influencing staff retention in hospitality industry in 2024 as well as 2025, as researched by Generation Z, otherwise known as Gen Z employees. The objective from this research is that we're going to identify this staff retention issue within Gen Z. We are also going to evaluate if work benefits such as wage, time offs, and perks are the reason behind staff retention rate, as well as understanding Gen Z preference when it's come to working in the hospitality sector. Okay, with the cover done, now let's talk about the literature review. Okay, the first thing I'm going to talk in the literature review is the reasoning and the where they have moved from the hospitality sector. According to 2018 research, as well as research conducted elsewhere, these employees move because of the following reason. The first reason why this employee move is that long hours. With it's common for employees in hospitality, especially if they are getting paid a year an annum wages, to be forced to work long hours, sometimes up to 12 hours. And then there's also low to no benefits other than wages from work, with us often being forced to pay for our own meal. And then there's also the lack of career. And then there's also the case where we're unable to book holidays at our own term. And then we also say that that it's not a stable job, both hour-wise and money-wise, especially with many company opting for 0 hours contract in hospitality. And then it's also not a secure job as we are easily replaceable. And then finally, there's what's mentioned above, which is the perception from staffs, especially Gen Z, that this job is only temporary and a summer job, whilst we're away from uni, whilst we're waiting for getting careers elsewhere. Okay, now let's talk about the industry we were moving into. Most Gen Z were lured by the high wages that warehouses, retail, and supermarkets pay. Warehouses such as Amazon that pay 13.50 pounds per hour in the UK, with higher rates elsewhere. And then there's also retail, where at least our hours are guaranteed. And then there's also supermarket delivery driver, according to BBC, where a company like Tesco did pay 12.94 in 2024, and that's before any benefits. And then there's also staff who simply burn out from the work that hospitality sectors give them. Okay, how does company says this? Company sees this as a pain and an anxiety creator for them, because not only they need to train new recruits every so often, which costs them time and money, but they're also worried that all those training and knowledge they give to the staff will just be stolen by those staff, and then the staff go elsewhere, and then they open competing business. And then, okay, now, is staff retention in hospitality only a UK issue? I hate to break it to you, unfortunately it's not, with a US-based hospitality association reporting that 85% of hospitality-based industries such as hotels and restaurants reporting that they have staff shortages in the industry. Ironically, it was expected by this year, 2025, that a third of the workforce in the industry worldwide is expected to be a Gen Z, and this rate is going to further increase to 54% of the workforce by 2028. Okay, so for things that companies have done to solve this, other than the oldest trick in the book, which is to give the staff free meals, is that com- companies has now start to bring hiring process into the 21st century. This means that companies now start doing reasonable adjustment, especially around these Gen Zs. Companies also now start bringing offering better careers and training programs to this staff, as well as giving more transparency during hiring stages, like being more open about the wages and the benefits the prospective staff will get. And then, okay, okay, so now let's talk about the most important thing of a research plan. Okay, so this research is going to be conducted through a quantitative approach, which is commonly used to capture measurable data from a large population. Saunders et al. Highlights that quantitative methods are efficient when it comes to identifying trends. This is backed by Berman, which suggested that quantitative data is also good when it comes to capturing a broad perspective from a large sample. The sample of this research is going to be around 150 to 200 Gen Z employees and also ex-employees ranging from age 18 to 26 from hospitality roles such as hotels, restaurants, and cafe from all across the UK. Okay, and then when it comes to data analysis, we're going to analyze the data by using a descriptive statistic as Saunders suggested, and then we're going to use scaling like 1 to 10 when it comes to job satisfaction, and then we're also going to use a regression analysis by using tests such as t-tests, as well factor analysis when it comes to identifying key retention drivers. And then we're also going to use SPSS software when it comes to analyzing the statistical the answer given. And when it comes to data delivery, LIM 2024 as well as Bremen 2016 suggested we, that the data gathered in this research will be delivered through charts and statistics. Now let's talk about ethics. Okay. Under UK law, a researcher must give an informed consent must also comply with GDPR as per 2018 data protection law, must also give a full control by participant on data usage and sharing, must also avoid giving sensitive topics and question wherever is possible based on the topic, and then also give them a full support during answering the question. Furthermore, Sheffield Hallam University requires that all respondents needs to be 18 or above, as well to be a UK-based respondents. I think that's all I can talk on this research plan. If you've got any question or any hesitation, please feel free to contact me through the email given above. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope you have a good day. See you soon. Okay. And by the way, the reference list used when making this research plan is available on a different document, which I'm also going to attach it on the submission page together with this research. Thank you.